Now that we've developed our GH Pages branch a little bit further along than the master, we might want to go about merging those changes back into the master branch. Now, merging inside of Git is fairly simple, but if you remember from earlier in the course, when we would merge, what we would do is first we would switch to the branch that we wanted to merge into. Then we would run a git merge command and tell it which branch or branches we wanted to merge into that one. And it would go ahead and perform the merging task that it needed to perform based on the current history state of both branches. GitHub Client works pretty much the same way, but it has this really cool visual interface that makes it less important as to which one is the current branch. As a matter of fact, if I go up and click on this merge view, which actually, if I remember correctly, and forgive me, folks on Windows, if I don't, I could have swore that was at the bottom of the Windows one. I may be wrong about that, but I know that it wasn't that hard to find once you were in the actual branch view. So I'm going to click on that to expand sort of the merge view, and you can see we can just simply drag and drop our branches. Now, it's important that you understand what the order of these elements does for us. The one on the left-hand side is going to be the one whose changes are merging into the one on the right-hand side. So even though we're currently on the GH Pages, we could certainly come in here and drag that GH Pages and then grab master and drag that and merge GH Pages into master. I get this nice little summary on the left-hand side, and it tells you what it's going to do. It says, hey, this is going to merge one commit. And if you want a broader overview of what it's going to do, there's this little icon, and a lot of people don't even see this thing, but it's a little icon right there. And if you click on that, it's going to go out to your remote repository, or your GitHub account, I should say. And then it's going to show you a comparison of what's going to happen in this merge. It's going to add a file, and then, of course, the update we made to the index page, which is really kind of nice. It's a pretty cool little feature there. Now, I am an absolute stickler for making sure that you're doing things kind of the right way. So I'm going to turn merge view off for just a moment, and I'm going to go back and set my master branch to the current branch. I just really like that workflow of making sure you know where you are. And since I want to merge GitHub Pages into master, I just kind of like having that sort of safety net of knowing that that's my current one. So I go back to merge view. You can see it's the same thing. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to hit merge branches, and it's going to do it for me. Now, if I were not on master already, it would have switched to it for me. One little weird thing about this interface here is that when you have the merge view opened up, clicking over here, you sort of lose some space. So switching is a little harder. So if you close the merge view, it makes switching back and forth between your branches a lot easier. All right, so when I go to my master branch now, I can see that those changes have not been uploaded. So if I just tell it to sync that particular branch while I'm on the master branch, it's going to go ahead and upload all of those changes, the NoJekyll file and the changes to the index file, to the master branch on the remote repository. Now, you'll notice that really complex merging, like if you're going to do 3 branches at once, that sort of thing, you're not going to do that within the GitHub client. And there's nothing wrong with that, because typically for really advanced merges like that, you probably want to be on the command line to really take control of them. For 90% of what you need to do merging-wise, the GitHub client's going to be able to handle that for you. Speaking of maybe not being able to handle it for you, there are some times, for example, when we have conflicts or perhaps when we're working with binary files where you are going to have to go outside of the GitHub client in order to reach a solution. And we're going to take a look at some of those instances next.